Hi, I'm Jolly Cabrani. I've been with FranSmart for over 12 years, VP of Franchise Development. I've had the pleasure of working with many different brands and, of course, with Phil and Leah. Thank you so much for working with me for GLO30. For our viewers, if you don't mind, just share a little bit about yourself and we'll go from there.
You're right. Well, I'm Phil Willcoxon. This is my wife, Leah. I'm a retired healthcare executive for about 35 years. And so we're excited about joining the franchise business in GLO30.
Yeah, I was a stay-at-home mom for years as I raised our children. And for the past few years, I've been a floral designer. I worked for a big floral event company when we were living in Pittsburgh, and it was a lot of fun. But we thought it would be fun to maybe do a venture together.
Yeah.
So
That sounds great. So what initially attracted you to the franchise opportunity with GLO30? How did you hear about it?
well, I heard about it from friends who are franchising in another business in the beauty industry, and they told me how exciting it sounded and how interested they were in it. And so I started looking at it and showed it to Phil. I was excited about it because of what it offers. I mean, I would be a customer at GLO30
Right.
if I wasn't, a part of the business side of it. Because I don't go for regular facials. And when I do, it always seems very confusing to me. There's so many things that you can have done. And,
Right.
I just didn't know. So this model is wonderful because it's an all-inclusive model as far as being customized to an individual, what your skincare needs are. And then it's just a very curated, effective menu for skincare. And that's what drew me to it. And that's why I'm excited about it.
Got it. Anything you want to add, Phil?
Well, no, I'm just here to support Leah in this venture. I mean, she's really going to be running the business. One of the things that I really looked at with this model was the financial aspects of it. And it's a membership based, which that also is very appealing because you have revenue coming in each month, but it also offers a great service at a discounted rate for our members. So I think the whole model worked for both of us. So we're excited to be part of it.
Right, right. Yeah, it's a phenomenal model. I mean, I'm in California. Can't wait for it to open here so I can be a member, but hopefully soon. So you guys decided to bring GLO30 to St. Louis, and you decided to pretty much own the market and start with 7 units in that market. What made you choose that market? And also, did you want to be the only franchise partner in that market? So you wanted to capture it fully?
Right. Yeah, we chose St. Louis to be closer to family. Our daughter and son-in-law live here with our grandson. And then our son and daughter-in-law just had a baby. They live in Nashville, which isn't too far away. And
Right.
so it was a nice central location to be close to family. And once we started looking into the market, and I think that initially you told us that St. Louis could support maybe up to 10. We're on the Illinois border, so that goes into Illinois as well. We were just very encouraged by that we could have so many units in one area. And so that's why we chose it. And we picked 7 because we were like, oh, I don't know, should we do 10 right off the bat? We picked 7, but we're already talking about all the other ones we're going to do now. So
Yeah, we should talk about that. Illinois is definitely a great market, and I think you have some great areas open, so that would be good. So now it's been how many months since you guys have been signed up, and how has the experience been so far with the franchise support team at GLO30?
I think we signed the paperwork in March.
In March, yeah.
In March. And so we're in November now. And so, yeah, things are coming along great. The support from the franchise, from GLO30 and from FranSmart has been wonderful. I mean, you were great to work with, always available to answer any questions that we had. As far as corporate GLO30, they are wonderful. Of course, Arlene has been doing this for years and years with her own studios. So she already perfected a way to do business, and she communicates it very well. Um, and now that she has added some people to her team with Tyler as a COO, he's been wonderful. We work with him weekly, and he's always available for questions in between that. And then Joanna has joined with marketing, and I just had my first marketing meeting with her yesterday, and she's wonderful. So organized. The files that I'm going to need, everything is going to be accessible in one place where I won't have to look for it in individual emails. It's just, we're impressed with the ease of the way we're going to do business and all the systems that are in place.
Right.
Yeah,
One of the things
absolutely.
that drew me to the franchise business is that somebody's already done it. And
Right.
the GLO team has done a wonderful job introducing us to people here in St. Louis. We have a wonderful broker that's really knows the market and is able to get us our first great location. Now we're working on our second lease and possibly our third one here shortly. So those resources we wouldn't have found on our own. So we're very excited to have that support.
Yeah, that's very important to Arlene. I mean, real estate is such a big piece, and now with Tyler and Joanna both on the team, I mean, they bring so much experience with them. It's been wonderful working with them as well. So I'm
Great.
glad to hear that, like, things are going
Yeah.
well. So what would you say to somebody who's looking at GLO30 or a skincare franchise? I know sometimes because of different components, it could be a little bit daunting. Like, what would you tell them now that you've been sort of part of the team and almost getting ready to open yours?
I would say just trust the process. I mean, if another business has done it and they've been in business a while, like GLO's been in business for close to 10 years, if not more than that, they've got a great model and you just duplicate it. We wanted to own our own business. We've talked about it for a long time, and I'm in the healthcare and I'm an executive, and this would have been hard for me to do on my own. And so having that support is what's good, but just trust the process. I know we find ourselves getting anxious and like, let's get going. And when can we hear this, and this? But it is, you have to take the steps. So it's very, very, very good.
Yeah, we're not trying to reinvent any wheel. I mean, they've already put all of the wheels in place, and it's up to us just to carry that out to the best of our ability. So I would say if somebody is looking at a franchise like this, to really make sure that they have a franchisor that has all of those things in place, that offers you a lot of assistance. I have had friends in the franchise business where they weren't offered any help in marketing. They did all of their local marketing. They came up with it on their own. They did the commercials on TV. It was a huge undertaking for them. And they kind of warned us when we were looking at franchises that, you pay a marketing fee, but that really didn't mean anything to them because they didn't have any benefit from it. So all the things that we've gotten from GLO30 as far as the marketing has been amazing. So we're very excited about it.
Well, that's great to hear. I mean, marketing is such a big component to it. So I'm glad you feel well supported. And I think with Joanna's addition, it's only going to get better from here. So super excited for that. Should, obviously you both didn't come from the skincare background. Neither did most of the franchisees, right? They all have different backgrounds, either first-time entrepreneurs or Great Clips franchisees, Papa John's. So what would you say, like, being this such a different field, like how has Arlene been able to kind of make it easier for you as a business owner to understand like the operating a skincare concept, basically?
Well, she's been very thorough and precise in the way that she talks to us. It's almost, I feel like I'm a student when she's talking because she's very thorough and she does it in a way that is very relatable. I can understand what she's talking about.
We're not in this profession, but we need to know about it to be able to market and sell it and truly run it. What's been easy is a lot of the information comes from GLO on websites, and it's downloaded to us, or we can click in their ops manual and read on our own. And so it's kind of been a self-discovery that we're able to do on our own time, and we're not having to go sit in a classroom hour after hour, which kind of we learn at our own pace and have all this knowledge at our disposal. So that's been really convenient.
That's
Yes,
great.
and
Yeah.
Arlene has been able to convey to us in a really meaningful, helpful way on how to do things the way that they've done it, mistakes she's made in the past, why we need to focus on doing it this way,
Right.
the way that she's already formulated. And so she's been very thorough and very helpful in that.
That's great to hear. So how about like, I know it's still early on. You still have a few months before you open your first location. Does the community like, do you think like they know it's coming? Have you received any sort of response? Are people like excited for you to open?
Well, they don't know it's coming because they haven't heard of GLO30 yet, but I like to talk to people. And so I've
Good,
told a
good
lot of
business
people
owner.
about it. Yes, I've told a lot of people about it. And we had our business cards made up as soon as we got the template for that. And so I give it to people. But the people that I've told about it, I mean, they are so excited about it. They're excited about a membership-based
Right.
skincare studio where it's affordable and it's accessible. We're trying to put it in places where people are living, where they are going to be in their everyday life. So I think that, I mean, we've had great responses to it, and I hope that will continue when I have the iPad out and I'm going to sign you up for a membership and not just my card.
There you go.
Yeah, we've already scheduled an event, so
Yeah, we scheduled our first event for December, a holiday walk in the Central West End here in St. Louis. That's where our first location will be. And so, yeah, so it's really important to have just like boots on the ground and be meeting people. And that's my favorite part of it. I mean, if I can show somebody hospitality when they walk into my studio and have them feel really comfortable and at home and like they belong there, that's what I'm here for.
That's great to hear. I'm so happy to hear like you guys are already, planning to be out in the community and talking about GLO30. That's exciting. I know the franchisees that are open and that are about to open, they have this little friendly competition going on, like in terms of their pre-membership. It's like
Yeah.
who's gonna get the most. So it's good to have that friendly competition going on.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I'm cheering for all of them, and I know they'll do the same for us. When we have calls with the other franchisees, everybody is so supportive and willing to talk about what they've gone through if they're further along in the process and what helped them and referring us to different things that can help us. I mean, they've been so helpful, and as well as our franchisor. I mean, when I listen to Dan Rose podcast, when he's talking about smart franchising, a lot of times he'll talk about this relationship that's kind of a push and pull or a tug and pull against the franchisor and the franchisee. We haven't experienced that at all. I mean, Arlene and Herman want us to be successful, and I've felt nothing but support from them. So I would encourage anybody who's interested in a franchise, like this is a great one to look at.
yeah.
That's great. Yeah, they're wonderful people and so committed to what they have created. Like every time I hear Arlene talk about her journey, it's just so inspiring. It's just amazing to hear that. So I'm so glad you guys are part of this. One last question, like any piece of advice based on your journey so far that you want to impart to someone who's interested in, owning a GLO30 franchise? Anything you want to add to this?
The only thing I would add is be patient.
It takes longer.
It takes longer than you think it's going to take, and it's not because GLO30 hasn't done what they needed to do. It's just going through lease negotiations, finding a spot, and then interviewing contractors. It takes a lot longer, and we haven't even put the permitting process in yet. So my only thing would be, this is a very exciting time for us and a very exciting commitment we've made, but also with that excitement comes a lot of let's get going with it. And so I just say be patient, but it will come.
Yeah, no, makes sense. And I think following the system, I always tell people like, if you've chosen to go with a franchise route instead of creating your own, like believe and trust in the system. They've done it. Just follow. There's a reason for everything, right? Like, so just don't question it. Like, and just
Right. And some of those things are out of your hand as far as, waiting on lease negotiations and things like that. But once we get up and running, and I feel like if you're learning the systems and not just relying on somebody that you've hired to do the systems, I know Arlene really wants us to be aware of what's going on and to know the business very well ourselves so that then we can help people that we're hiring within that business. So I think as we go along in the journey, we'll get better and better at that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Arlene is a role model for you, and you'll be the role model for your employees, right? They're looking at you to kind of learn from you. So it's wonderful. Well, thank you both for joining us today. It was really great to chat and catch up. But I can't wait for you guys to open your first location.
February, Jolly, don't you want to come to St. Louis?
I will. I'll be there. Just keep me posted. I'll be there. I'm so excited.
That sounds good.